Okay, this is something I wrote for English class called The Escape. Hey man, what'd you earn today? I ask as I sit down on the sidewalk. Wordlessly, Rufus hands me the pennies the generous people of Boston have left in his bucket. Thanks, Rufus. Oh yeah, here you go. I hand him the bag with the burger and fries. Luckily, the strangely satisfying clinks the coins make as I drop them in the bottom of the storm drain beneath my feet drown out his noisy chewing. I still cannot believe that I, a man in the prime of his life, do this every week. I might work at a terrible chain restaurant with hideous uniforms, but on a Friday night I could still drink at the bar with my friends, or hang out with my brother, or eat dinner with my parents. Instead, I throw coins into a storm drain on a random sidewalk next to some homeless guy. Judging by the awkward glances people give us and the way parents hold their children close when they walk past, I can tell Rufus and I look out of place. My cheap black suit and cheap black tie I wear at work contrast sharply with his muddy green sweatpants and ratty red sweater he found in a dumpster. Together, we look like a terrible two-man band forced onto the streets in a desperate search for some extra cash. Rufus and I call ourselves people watchers. We make up a story for every random person who passes us. The tall black man walking down the sidewalk with a slight limp transformed into a college football star disgraced by a drug scandal. The old, hunched, white-haired man window shopping across the street just came from his wife's funeral. The beautiful woman coming around the corner. Rufus, you're going to want to see this, I said. What are you talking about? Oh my God. My thoughts exactly. The woman's bleach blonde hair rises above the mundane black and brown mops of the other walkers. Her dark olive skin brings out ice blue eyes. She walks with her chin up and her shoulders back, like a queen through her royal halls. I can't help but stare. Rufus's gruff voice interrupts my fantasies. Get yourself together, Sam. You look like a goddamn tomato. What do you got for this one? I take a few deep breaths and my heart slows down. Okay, here we go. She's not from the city. She grew up an only child in the country with every comfort and convenience a young girl could ask for. Her weekends were filled with pool parties in the summer and sleepovers in basements bigger than my apartment in the winter. Freshman year at her nice all-girls private school, she figured out her own height, joined the volleyball team, and 4 years later found herself with a scholarship to Harvard. A business degree and her father's connections helped her get a cushy job in a $2,000 per month apartment that her parents pay for. Even though she seems to have it all, deep down she feels like she's missing out on something, a rougher side of life she never had the chance to live. Rufus stares at me blankly for a few seconds. Well, I was just going to go with a single mom going to her second job to help pay the bills, but I guess that works too. Then she rounds the corner and her blonde head fades from sight. When she shows up at exactly 6 o'clock the next week, Rufus and I look at each other in surprise. The week after that, we gawk when she walks past. 3 weeks after we first saw her, the setting sun casts long shadows behind Rufus and me. My tie begins to feel tighter and tighter around my neck as the clock on the gray office building across the street moves closer to 6. I stand up to loosen my tie and look down at Rufus still munching loudly on his burger. You know, Rufus, I'm going to talk to her tonight, I said. Come on, Sam, you're not going to talk to her. You couldn't find the courage to talk to her if it slapped you in the face, he said. I don't know, man. Tonight something feels different, I said. My watch beeps as 6 o'clock arrives. Right on time, that tall blonde head, that golden flower in a field of mud, rounds the corner. Here she comes, says Rufus. Go grab your princess and run off into the sunset, pretty boy. Bits of burger fly from his mouth. I subtly flip him off and stand up. With my hands in my pockets, I pace up and down the sidewalk and wait for her to get closer. I can hear my pounding heart as the clicking of her heels intensifies. I look up and our eyes meet for half a second. In that short moment, my brain freezes. Excuse me, ma'am, I stammer. Her eyes stay straight ahead. Ma'am, ma'am, ma'am. The clicking of her heels fades, and her figure disappears into the sunset, all by herself. Laughter breaks my stunned trance. Did you see that? She completely ignored you, cackles Rufus from the sidewalk. Screw you, man. At least I tried, I said. You know, you're right. You're very brave for trying. You're pretty much a knight, because I'm pretty sure knights are supposed to get the girl. All right, that's enough. I sit down next to him again. You got any more coins?